Well, good morning, guys. Hey, it's Dale Walker back, working on my old friend Don's 1250 FA. You saw he had a mishap pulling in my yard and fell over in the gravel and did some damage to it. So, yeah, what I'm going to do today is we're going to pull off the clutch cover and we're going to pull off the little right front engine case cover. Covers the end of the crank. And I have in my hand here already he found one on eBay, a pretty good used silver one off like a 07, 08, 09, 1250. It just has a couple little nicks. So I went over this with my scuff pad. What I do is use soapy water in a spray bottle, kind of wet sand it. And then I used 320, 400, 600, and 800. On the gasket surface, show you the gasket surface. I pull the gasket off by hand the best I can. That's what I do, and then I use a regular single-sided razor blade, and I just very carefully do my thing with it kind of angled and angled and angled and angled, and then it works beautiful. I use that on cylinder heads, engine cases. Been doing it for years that way. You just have to have a good feel for it. Don't let it dig in. And then I just get usually 400 grit, brand new wet dry paper. Fold it in half, little 3-inch square piece. Spray it with WD-40, and I go over the whole thing with WD-40 with the wet dry, and that's the surface you end up getting, which is very nice. Okay, so my goal is to get this thing painted with satin black today, and then we're going to take off. Hang on, let me set this down. And then you can't see it here, but you'll see it in a minute. I'll reset up the camera on a tripod because I'm all shaky when I hold the damn thing. But yeah, you'll see the front cover. I'm pointing down here in a minute. And yeah, I put a new fluorescent light up inside my bead blaster so you can actually see it. So we're going to go through that process. We'll see how tough this original black coating is. The bead, but it's a small part, so it might take a while, but it has some dings in it and stuff. And once I get it to aluminum, maybe I can kind of feather it out with the bead blaster. We'll see. But let me start getting the covers off, and then that's going to be my little project for today on this thing, part 2. So let me get going. Okay guys, hopefully I'm not in the picture. First of all, these are all 8mm heads. Every single one of these little original flange bolts. Those are 6mm by 120 thread. All these, same thing. We got a few new ones here where these got scraped up. Alright, so what I'm going to use is my little T-handle with an 8mm deep socket to break them loose, or spin them all the way out. I might after I break them loose, I might use this just on low, take them out slow. Okay, and then I've got a small dead blow hammer, not real heavy, it's only like a couple pounds. And I've got a little solid plastic hammer I had for years just to maybe break the gasket loose. And if it's loose and stuck on there, you want a very pliable, you can just buy this at Harbor Freight, a thin putty knife, a new one that's thin. Okay, this is like, I don't know, 2-inch. Anyway, so I got another little container right here. I'm going to put the bolts for this one in here, and then the clutch cover, I'll just drop them all in. I've got a baking pan, shallow baking pan, metal, under the bike because I already drained the oil, but you're still going to get some. That way you're not kicking around a big drain pan with oil in it. Okay. So let's just get started. Like I say, hopefully I'm going to be over here at an angle so you can see this coming off. Yeah, we'll just do that. You know, if the threads are real free and they feel fine, you can buzz them out with an electric drill of some sort, with the proper socket on the end. But most of the time I take them out by hand in case there's a problem with the thread. So you don't want to wreck it. The case. This bike is this bike, yeah, it's a good catch. Old reflexes from the old man. Yeah, you don't want to booger up the threads. I'm gonna use a little plastic hammer, see if it'll break loose. Yeah, see, hard plastic, very lightweight. It's not gonna hurt anything. And yeah, it came off pretty clean. Actually, very clean. Yeah, so what we'll do is I'll show you how I get that off. But yeah, I'll show you cleaning this and what I do. But let's just set that aside for now. Go ahead and take the clutch cover off too. Hopefully I don't get a bunch of oil on the ground. Okay. Yeah, these also feel fine. Let me break them loose because there's a lot of them. Okay. And yeah, these two or three here in the front have a little washer on them. They may have a small little O-ring under them. I can't remember. I had Igor apart years ago when I was building my project bike. And I think they may have a little, maybe a rubber washer under those. Small little O-ring. We'll find out in a minute here. Just get these brake loose, make sure they feel good, which they do. Like I say, this motor has been never touched. You know, this bike is actually in super good condition. I mean, it's a little dirty. Don wasn't a total detail guy, but he always maintains his stuff. It's had synthetic oil in it, had all the oil changes done at the proper intervals its whole life, and I swear to God, the engine, you start it up, there is not one cam chain noise or clatter or valve train noise, nothing. Really quiet. It has my stage 1 tune. It's my Super Tune Pro tuner, the one with the more adjustments. It's all dialed in. And it has my whole shot slip on. Other than that, it's bone stock. Stage 1 tune still has the secondary butterflies in, and remove the rubber snorkel inlet with the K&N, okay? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, these washers, yeah, so very carefully. I'll have to get something, pry those off. Should have done that first. Let me see if I can just use the corner of this putty knife here. Yep, yeah, yep, if you can see that, hopefully I'm doing it right. This has a little rubber washer made in the washer itself, like a rubber little coating on it. So we'll remember that those go on these three, and what you always want to do is take a picture, these front three, just in case the bike's down a well, which ones are that in. Okay, so then you know that. Gotta get in between the cover and do it a little. You could use a little small screwdriver, I just don't want to get up and deal with it. Yeah, so what we'll do is the bolts are all the same length. So we'll just remember that those three, as I'm doing this for you, and I'm not going to take a picture. So what I'll do is I'll just stick these I'll stick these back on the bolt, 3 bolts. Just run them down. Okay. See if I can go like this. Nope. Yeah, the key is, I don't think it's going to make any difference anyway, but the key is not to wreck that little rubber. I would put them on the same way when you pry it off. Go ahead and stick them right back on the bolt. So, you know, it kind of finds its home how it was when you put it back on. Okay. And of course, these 3 go in there. Okay, let me pause the camera a second. We're gonna get doggy noise. Don just pulled up. Okay guys, I'm back. Don, the bike owner, showed up. The dog was barking. Got some other things going on, so let's see if this one's gonna be as nice. Hear that sound? Like a hollow log. It's got a couple dowel pins. You won't want to tap on this, it's plastic. So, first, you want to just wiggle, okay? Trying to get it off without prying it off, which won't hurt it at all with the thin putty knife. I'm going to take this off. Cap. Yeah, give you a little leverage. It's the rear dowel pin here. It's going to come off. All right, that is sweet. Okay, so now your dowel pin, just make a note of that. Got two of them. That one's going to go here. The other one's still in here. So, man. Okay, now you see the condition of this engine. You see that? That's straight off. 62,000 miles. That's how well this thing's taken care of. It's never put a clutch in it. So because this bike looks a little older and has some scratches here and there and little scrapes on the rims from tire changes, trust me, it's still a very good bike. And Don was the original owner, and he's not a hot rodder. So we can set this one down on the cover, the outside, because we're going to not use that one. Okay, hang on just 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. Single edge, straight edge razor blade. And all we're doing here let's wipe out a little bit of the oil there. Dealing with it later. Yeah, this is not going to get in the engine or anything, so we're going to... This is the original Suzuki Bond, black color. What it did, see, they put a little dot, their high temp factory, right at the case halves. And when you split the cases on a motorcycle, I use Yamaha Bond 4 or Honda Bond or the Suzuki Bond on the case half surfaces after I clean them like this and then wet sand them. Then you clean them super dry with like contact cleaner or brake clean with a clean rag or blue shop cloths. But once you get your cases together, you always put a little dot, small little amount on the case halves where the cases meet, okay? Yeah, there's a little right here, but it didn't squish out. And there'll be a little bit right here. And that's beautiful. Like I say, you don't want to dig into it. You always pull away, or like this. And you can get a little more aggressive with it, and if it puts just a little minor little scratch in it, use a new razor blade. This one I already used a little bit, but it's still pretty good. See, I'm at an angle. Just get a good light look in there. You could stuff, if it's real dirty, go ahead and stuff a little piece of a blue shop towel, you know, so it won't break off into the motor. Stuff it in this little cavity here where the oil comes around. But no, it looks perfect. It looks fine. Clutch. Yeah, see here. You see that little bit of sealer that just broke off right here? Yeah. skin. You could stuff a rag in here, but this thing's so clean I don't need to. I'm just being careful. Okay. You'll have to pull the very gently, get the dowel pin out of the cover here. You want to use just a very small little pair of like channel locks or pliers. Maybe wrap them with some blue tape or a little rubber on them. Get the dowel pin out. Try not to ruin it. I'm going to put that back in here. So let me do that, and then we're going to I'll take this over and show you how I'm going to take this gasket off. And then I'm going to bead blast this and see how good we can get this thing. Probably won't be perfect. Nothing's perfect. So, okay guys, I just wanted to show you my old bead blaster setup. This is a high quality, nice Dayton unit. And I used to have a big old dust collector, but it blew up years ago. So what I came up with to keep the dust down in here is, I'll show you in a second. But here's my hose, routed all the way from my reel, from my air compressor over there. And yeah, I've got a, hang on. Fluorescent light I mounted in here yesterday because I was getting sick of not seeing good enough. And turn that off. On the switch here, you can already hear I have a vacuum. So to suck some of the dust out, goes in here, goes over here to this huge rigid vacuum cleaner. And I just clean it every time I use that a couple times. I basically only use this for that purpose, but sucks it right through, blows it out here. And then I can shut my roll up, pull my door down, and blast away. Now the cover itself, the gasket's in perfect shape, so I'm just going to kind of go over the outside, try to stay away from the gasket. If we wreck the gasket, or I do, we got a new one, but no reason to peel that off and everything. It's not going to leak. I'll just put a very thin coat of the Yama Bond on it. So I'm going to work on this and then I'll show you how it came out. There you go, guys. God, it turned out beautiful. Yeah, I was able to just massage the scratches right out of this thing. Nice, huh? It's cold outside. Nothing wrong with the gasket. What I'll do is I'll just spray this all off with brake clean and blow it out with air. And same thing with the clutch cover. Then I'm going to get a little table set up out there in the sun. And it's only about 55 degrees. Not ideal for painting, that's for sure. But Krylon Fusion Satin Black with the primer. Just go real light coats. So I better get started. Alright guys, I've got them all cleaned up with brake clean. I taped off the little window sight for the oil best I could. This is what I'm using. Hopefully you can see that. Krylon Fusion with primer Satin Black. I have better luck with this than Rust-Oleum and the Ace brand. So it's cold though. I've had them sitting here a little while. Got this one. Spray can worked perfect. This is just sitting on some blocks. There we go. Don't breathe. At least we got some direct sunlight here, and the wind is kind of blocked from my back of my shop and containers I have back here. Gonna have to go really light coats because man, it's not warm. Hey Don, can you go get me a yellow rag, clean one? Not perfect, just one of the ones I've been using. Yeah, a part like that is so dimensional. I like to walk around it. Don't worry, I'll put a little cheapo mask on the next coat. I just got to get some on here because it's already gets cold so fast. It's already 2:30 or something like that. I'm just going to stay back and make sure I got one coat. Okay, let me let that sit about 10 minutes. A little more here, huh? Okay guys, second coat. All right, looking pretty good so far. Wait another 10-12 minutes, put on the last coat. Okay guys, one last coat. Okay, we're gonna call it right there. Between coats, I always use some brake clean and always clean the tip. When I'm doing clear, I clean it as I'm doing it in between. All right, let's just let that sit and then we'll take a look at it with the handheld. Hard for me to see this screen, guys. The sun. Let's just do a little walk around. All I see is my reflection. There you go. Wrong way. There we go. Ding ding. Oh, it's pretty frickin' good. Now it is, take it in the shop and drop it. Now all I can do is my shop gets way down at night because of the metal building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on a little space heater on medium or low and in the dyno room, and then I'll set these in the dyno room and let it sit all night. Alright guys, this is going to be their home for the night. Waiting for the ECU, aren't we? And, oh, old blue. Old blue, 1197. The underdog that could. Anyway. Pro Street. National #1 plate. 1991. So, what we're going to do is I got it up on high now, but I'll put it on low. I'll let it live right there all night. It's got a safety if it fell off. I gently brought these things in here. And I think they're going to look just fine. You know, they're not like powder coat. Still going to have a little bit of crap in them. But so what? It's not a new bike. They'll look beautiful. Alright guys, this concludes this part 2 of Mr. Don's 1250. I think we did pretty good, all things considering. This covers were kind of messed up, and I think they're going to turn out real nice. Like I showed you, I got them in my dining room baking right now. I got it on medium. I'll just shut the door, and that's a room in a room. Even though this place will get down to 40, that will be decent. It's already 62 in there. So anyway, that's going to conclude this one. I'm going to go through tomorrow. In fact, yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. That's my liquid radiation day, and it's going to suck. It's kind of like when you get chemo, but different. The first 5 days are pure hell. I'm, you know, sometimes I barf, sometimes I don't. Can't go to the bathroom and have to take all this stuff and walking around hanging onto the counters. And then I slowly come out of it, but it takes about 10 days. So I'll probably come out here before that, but we'll see how I do. And thank God this is the 5th one. I have 1 more to go, and then that's all 6 treatments. One good thing, my PSA number was almost 9 when I started this. And when it's 9 for me, the kind of cancer I have, stage 4, I can rocket to 30 and then you're done. It's going to get in your organs and stuff with the kind I have. So it's on my bones, but it's working. I just got my every treatment 2 days before and once in between. I get my PSA, get my whole blood panel done. And I just had it done yesterday, and they are really, really impressed and happy, and so am I, because my number is 0.009. So it's way down, almost nothing now. So that means I'm going to be around a while. So 1 more to go, January 8th or 6th or 8th or something like that, and then go through hell for that one, and then that'll be it. And in a few months, have a PSA PET scan, and then see what's still on my bones and stuff like that, or if it's all cleared up. But 26 should be a pretty good year. I'll still feel tired from meds I got to be on and screwed up, but nothing like going through this stuff. So anyway, that's it. Thought I'd give you an update on that too. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up. You know, hit the notification bell. Share this video on Facebook or your media, also Instagram, whatever you can do. So, but I'll see you later. God bless you all. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks, guys. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.